Hey, welcome back to Danford Golf Instruction. Today we're going to talk about how to keep your head down. We know a lot of people struggle with that, so we're going to talk about how to keep your head down. We're also going to talk about head movements in the golf swing, what are good, what are bad, and what kind of causes those, because there's lots of issues that come with just how your head moves. And a lot of times we hear something, but we actually do it incorrectly. So as always, make sure you subscribe so you see our future videos. Next week we're going to have one coming out about basically how to improve your impact. So basically good impact is ball first, then ground. And most of us are the exact opposite. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, give us a like. Any comments, we try to get to those as well, and we appreciate your support. The first topic that we're going to cover is the idea of keeping your head down. Right off the bat, I'm just going to tell you that keeping your head down is the wrong thing to do, okay? If you keep your chest down, if you keep your body on top of the golf ball, you're going to keep your head down. Nobody just lifts their head randomly up in the air. Nobody takes their eyes completely off the golf ball, right? It's usually a body movement that's causing you to top that golf ball. So if you are over the top of the golf ball and you're swinging down and you think your head does that, it's impossible, all right? Your chest is pulling up away from it. So you need to work on, when you swing down, basically feeling like your chest stays on top of the golf ball, it doesn't raise up, okay? We've talked about early extension a lot, and that is what causes early extension, is people try to lift up at it, they early extend, and somebody says, oh, you didn't keep your head down, or you didn't keep your eyes on the golf ball. I guarantee you, if you have the correct body movements and you just let your arms kind of do what they need to, and you try to hit a ball with your eyes shut, you will. Okay, you can do that. I've seen little kids that are 6 or 7. I've given them that task and they're able to do it. So I know you can do it too, especially if you're watching this and you're like, oh man, I can't keep my head down. You can keep your head down. Your head is staying down. It's your chest that is pulling it. All right, so now most importantly, we're going to talk about what your actual head movements should be doing in the golf swing, because most of the time we do these incorrect. So what the head can't do in the golf swing is drop or lift up in your backswing, or in your, well, more in your backswing, okay? If you find that your head drops in the downswing, you are going to then pop up in the downswing and you're going to early extend, all right? So you need to really feel like either you can have somebody put pressure on top of your head, all right? And so when you swing back, if you lose that pressure on the top of your head, automatically you know your body is dropped, all right? I've seen some people with the motions where the body drops. It is really hard for them to be consistent. I would prefer to see actually somebody's head kind of lift up a little bit and then get back down versus the opposite, right? So if you just want to make it as simple as possible, head needs to stay level, okay? Not up, not down, just keep it level. The next thing, how does the head move in your backswing? All right, so some pros, when they take it to the top, their head is going to stay completely still, okay? It's not going to move, all right? For most of us, we don't have that flexibility to just do it simply and so easily like that, okay? And then you're going to see the majority of golfers, as they swing back, as they load that pressure into the back leg, you're going to actually see the head move to the right a little bit. And that's what I prefer to see out of most of my golfers. I like to see that pressure move. I like to see them move to that right a little bit, right? Because then they're going to push back into it. Right, they're going to get the pressure going forward. It's going to help them hit the ball farther. So if you have your head move anyway, I'd like to see it move to the right. Now, be careful that you're not moving it so much that you end up becoming somebody who's sliding all over the place. All right? If you draw a line straight through my head, as I turn to my backswing, I just want that line to touch the outside of the left part of my head. I don't want to see it move any more than that. So now, what are some of the problems with trying to keep your head in the same spot? So if I draw a circle around my head and I try to keep it completely still, what are some of those problems? The first problem that I see is people don't turn their hips correctly and they end up tilting forward or reverse pivoting. And then on the way down, they're going to reverse pivot out of it, and you're going to see a lot of tops again when it comes to that. And then people are going to say, hey, you're not keeping your head down. No, you're just not moving your head quite correctly. Right? If you think of something athletic, if you think of throwing a baseball or a football, weight goes backwards, and you see their head kind of goes backwards and then goes forward. So always, golf is just as athletic or more athletic than most sports. So you always think of how does it move athletically. So athletically, all right, I want to see the head go back, so the weight, and then can go forward. All right, no sport goes that way, unless you want to throw it like 5 yards and get an interception or not even get to home plate. All right, make sure that you move your pressure correctly and move your head correctly, especially if you want to hit the ball farther. Okay, so you're going to take it to the top, head moves a little bit. You can see that I maintain the spine angle. I don't tilt the opposite way. And then as you come back down in impact, talked about covering it with your chest and get on top of that golf ball, right? So move your head correctly, cover it with your chest, all right? If your head lifts up, yes, you're gonna top it, all right? Yes, your chest lifted up, your head didn't lift off the ball, your eyes didn't come off the ball. I'm pretty sure you're gonna stare at it the whole time. Sometimes we get way too focused on the ball itself and we don't focus enough on what it feels like, how it feels to move our body. All right, so pretty much to sum it up, you're never really just lift your head up. Your chest stands up. That's what causes you to have issues, all right? You can keep your head level. That's what we like to see. We don't want to see it drop. That is an issue, all right? If it lifts up a little bit, at least hopefully it comes back down. That might be a good way for you to set it. If you're somebody who does drop, it's okay to work on feeling like you extend on the way up, because then your head will probably actually stay more level, all right? And then athletically, just think about loading then unloading. It's not loading and unloading that way unless you want to hit it poorly. All right, so as always, I hope you enjoy these videos. Make sure you subscribe, and next week make sure you tune in to how to have that pro contact.